wound care, ostomy care, and continence care, offering products and services designed to support healthcare professionals and improve patient outcomes. Our national team includes experienced clinicians and dedicated product specialists based in each region. They work closely with hospitals, healthcare facilities, and healthcare professionals by providing product training, clinical education, and practical support. Through this combination of quality products, clinical expertise, and strong customer partnerships, Hartmann South Africa remains committed to supporting effective and compassionate patient care. As part of our history, in 2013, we became the proud distributors of the Hollister range of products in South Africa. Today, I'm super excited to introduce to you all the Infyna catheters, which is the latest edition of the Hollister products we have available in South Africa. Please feel free to reach out to us through our customer service department. Our details is published in the latest Rolling Inspiration edition and will also be available at the end of this meeting.
Thank you, Yolandi. Just quickly for those who are not familiar, Yolandi, if I can do your introduction post speaking. Yolandi has dedicated nearly 2 decades to advancing excellence in healthcare, sales, and patient care solutions. Beginning her journey with the Hollister brand in 2007, she built a strong reputation for leadership, customer focus, and industry expertise. In 2013, she joined Hartmann, where she continued to drive growth, innovation across the healthcare sectors. Today, as a national sales manager for the inpatient division, Yolandi leads with passion, strategic vision, and an unwavering commitment to improving patients' outcomes. Thank you so much, Yolandi, and thank you for that introduction and letting us know who Hartmann and Hollister are. We are so excited to hear all about the new products. So I'm going to hand it over to Cheryl. Cheryl Thomas is the Clinical Education and Product Manager for Distributor Markets at Hollister. Cheryl qualified in both adult and children's nursing in 1995 and brings over 30 years of healthcare experience. During her 14 years with Hollister, she has held a variety of roles across sales, clinical education, and product management, giving her a unique perspective on both the clinical and practical needs of people with long-term conditions. Today, Cheryl is responsible for supporting Hollister's ostomy, continence, and critical care portfolio across international distributor markets, with a strong focus on clinical education, product innovation, and improving patient outcomes. A passionate advocate for patient-centered care, Cheryl is guided by Hollister's mission to make life more rewarding and dignified for people who use their products and services. She's particularly committed to ensuring that the voice of the customers remains at the heart of the product development, helping to shape innovative solutions that support greater independence, confidence, and quality of care. Please join me in welcoming Cheryl. Cheryl, please take it away.
Okay, thank you very much. And I guess the missing part of the introduction is that I live in the UK here with my 2 children. So you'll probably notice that from my accent. So I'm delighted to be here with you all today. It's a shame it's virtual and not face-to-face. And I'm going to have the honour of showcasing this new portfolio for bladder management into South Africa. So the range is called Infyna and Infyna Chic, and we will spend some time walking through the features and the benefits of this new product that's hitting the South African market. But first of all, I wanted to share a little bit about Hollister and its history. So we are a global company, and we manufacture healthcare products in the ostomy, continence, and critical care sector. So one of our biggest manufacturing plants for our continence care range sits in a beautiful country called Ireland. in a place called Balanar. And this particular plant, it manufactures ostomy products, but it also devotes a lot of its time and operations to our continence care line. So you can see here, it sits within the beautiful countryside, and it's a very busy plant whereby it manufactures around 58 million continence care catheters per year. We also have lots of clever people sitting at this plant, and their focus is on product design, biomedical engineering, materials science, clinical affairs, medical regulations, and microbiology, cell technology, and chemistry. So we've got some incredible brain power that sits within this facility to obviously keep on improving and innovating our product lines. But let me take you back to where Hollister began. And the roots of Hollister date back to 1921, when a young entrepreneur called John Dickinson Schneider, he founded a small printing company in Chicago. He built a solid reputation for quality and service, and his mantra was always about only first class is good enough. And that was his underlying principle, which guided the future of Hollister. But not only that, he also had principles which every employee kind of honour whilst working at whilst being an employee. So every employee has a responsibility to consider these principles in every activity of their working life, and that is dignity of the person, integrity, service, and stewardship. But what I love about working for Hollister is their overarching mission, and that's to make life more rewarding and dignified for those who use our products and services. So the company's first healthcare products were started out as birth certificates. And then in 1948, John Schneider renamed the company to Hollister, and they began to develop innovative medical products. And soon afterwards followed the identity band, and that's what we still see today in hospitals when babies are born, and they have their little identification band. 1960s, it was when a Hollister employee who had a family member with an ostomy came to John Schneider with a need to develop ostomy products. And this is when the company began designing and manufacturing products that would prove to be revolutionise ostomy care. 1977 was an important year, is that Hollister was established as a private trust. And through this private trust, he ensured that Hollister would continue to be an independent, privately owned company with a long-term vision to make a difference in the journey of life. So a few years later, 1981, this is where Hollister introduced its first continence care products. And these came in to market as the male external catheters. 1989, and the company expanded its global reach, and we purchased a ostomy care company called Danzak. This is a Danish company, and this was in 1989. But it was in 2004 that our research and design team began working on a new generation of hydrophilic intermittent catheters. And it was a few years later in 2009, which we saw the launch of Vapro, which is a 100% no-touch intermittent catheter. So the portfolio under the Hollister umbrella looks a little bit like this. So you can see right from 2004 all the way to 2022, we have been busy expanding the portfolio for our intermittent catheters. But by listening to our customers, Hollister aims to become that vital connection through the continuum of patient care. And we're dedicated to supporting our partners and patients. And it's also at the forefront of Hollister and about connecting the team behind the solution with the people who depend on it is at the heart of what we do at Hollister. Okay. So bladder management and intermittent catheterization. Intermittent catheterization, it's a simple way to empty your bladder when it doesn't completely empty on its own. It's a soft, flexible tube and it's inserted into the bladder to drain the urine. And once the bladder's empty, the catheter's removed and often thrown away as a single-use item. But before we go into the technical considerations, I think it's always worth grounding ourselves in why catheterization matters. Because for millions of people globally, intermittent catheters are not just medical devices. They are part of a daily life. They support bladder health, but just as importantly, they help people maintain independence, confidence, and control. So when we're talking about product design, training, or clinical education, the goal's not only about safe catheterization, it's about enabling people to live life with more dignity and freedom. And for many patients, catheterization is not occasional. For most, it's a lifelong therapy performed 4 to 6 times every single day. And I'm not good at maths, but I did do my maths. And taking what that means for a single patient, this means that they may perform 2,000 catheterizations every single year. So that makes that catheter choice a critical decision to make sure that we minimize urethral trauma, infection risk, and long-term damage to the urethra. So for clinicians and patients, there is a choice of catheters out there today. And therefore, this means that the catheter we choose today will be inserted thousands of times over a lifetime. So I think it's important that we make sure that our choices prioritize technologies that minimize urethral trauma and reduce the risk of infection. So each feature within our intermittent catheter portfolio is intentionally designed to address more than one of these needs. It's about supporting safer catheterization. It's about minimizing urethral trauma and improving confidence and quality life over the long term. So welcome to our Hollister intermittent catheter portfolio, using our latest innovation called HydraBalance Lubricating Technology. Within this portfolio, we have Infyna, which comes in a male and female catheter. And we also have a compact intermittent catheter named Infyna Chic. Each of these catheters are designed to deliver that smooth glide that protects the urethra, but by also supporting a confident and comfortable catheterization experience for users. And when we look at catheters that are out on the market now, many catheters are just simply coated to become slippery when activated with water. And what's special about HydraBalance is that HydraBalance was designed differently. It was inspired by the body's natural environment, and it was formulated to maintain a smooth, lubricating layer throughout that catheterization, helping it glide and move comfortably while using it. So I guess to give you like an everyday analogy of what is different about HydraBalance compared to other catheters, is that the technology will give you this smooth glide. And I guess try and think of it as if you're driving on a smooth road. We've all been on those tarmac roads with no bumps in the road, and the journey feels easier and it's more comfortable. But if the road is rough, you feel every bump. So HydraBalance is designed to make that catheter journey as smooth and as comfortable as possible. So to give you a little bit more insight into the HydraBalance technology, I'm just going to play you a short video.
Sorry, Cheryl, I see there's no sound this time.
Oh, the sound hasn't come through. Okay. That's because we came out and reshared. I apologize. I tell you, it catches me out every time.
Technology.
I know.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll go back to the beginning for you guys.
In nature, everything is balanced, down to the smallest detail. We, too, are a marvel of nature, perfected over millions of years. Sometimes we have to intervene with nature to help support our body's needs. That's why we invented HydraBalance Lubricating Technology for a more natural catheter experience. What does that mean? The main function of the urethra is to drain urine from the bladder. The use of catheters means that urine is emptied through a tube via the urethra. Catheter lubrication is used to protect sensitive tissue, minimize possible microtrauma during use, and support the natural urethral balance. We at Hollister have spent years developing a completely new technology for lubricating our catheters. The catheter is coated with a hydrophilic coating and then covered with a uniquely formulated hydration fluid. This gently penetrates the coating and causes it to swell. The combination of hydrophilic coating and hydration fluid creates a smoothly gliding hydrogel cushion when in contact with the urethra. The enhanced hydration fluid contains naturally sourced ingredients. These ingredients help lubricate the urethra during cathing. One of these ingredients, glycerol, is produced naturally by the body. Glycerol provides osmotic water balance in the urethra during catheterizing. The hydrogel cushion also leads to a more consistent and longer-lasting lubricity. That helps to prevent tissue damage, which leaves skin exposed to bacteria and therefore minimizes the risk of urinary tract infections. Overall, HydraBalance Lubricating Technology provides the right balance of naturally sourced ingredients to ensure the intermittent catheter experience is as natural as possible. The catheter glides effortlessly for ease of use, giving users confidence and more time for living. Almost as perfect as nature itself.
Okay. So we'll move now on to the Infyna intermittent catheter range, and we'll start looking at the features of the female catheter, and then we'll follow with the male catheter. Okay. So welcome to the Infyna intermittent catheters. You will see from the diagram there that they come in a grey packaging, quite a modern design, and the label is bordered with the colour pink, and then you have the Hollister branding and the name of the catheter, which is Infyna. Okay, so here we go. So the Infyna range has this easy to open packaging, and the packaging is designed with the finger holes and the way you're able to peel these apart. The packaging itself is very environmentally friendly. and it's free from PVC, DEHP, and it's improved for its sustainability purposes. Okay. We also have on each of the catheters, you will see that we have a gripper which has ridges along the perspex, and this has been designed so that it enables you to have much more control when holding the end of the funnel. Okay. You will also see close up when you look at the tubing, it's transparent. So when you've finished using the catheter, you are able to look at any deposits that are left within the inside the tube, or any kind of irregularities with regard to any residue urine that's been left after you've used the catheter. We also pride ourselves on having the flexible funnel, and this can double end over, and it allows you to control the flow of urine while in use. Okay. So moving swiftly on to the male catheters, you will see the same again. I mean, the length of the catheter is much longer at 40 centimeters. The finger hole packaging is very much the same with that pull apart facility. And again, same packaging, environmentally friendly. And again, the gripper you will see that has the same ridges. Okay. The funnel, again, also flexible. And what you will see, which is different to the female catheter, is that we have this sliding gripper, which is this blue colour. So when you take the catheter out of the packaging, you can hold the funnel, and the gripper will not travel down the tube of the catheter. It will stay nice and firmly attached to the funnel until you decide to basically remove it down and advance it down the tube. So it glides pretty smooth. So this is the ergonomic sliding gripper, which you may be familiar with. Okay. So this easy to open packaging is obviously evident on both the male and female catheters. And when we did a survey to what clinicians felt about the packaging, 90% of the clinicians came back and agreed that the packaging was easier to open than a previous design that we had. So we kind of felt that the improvements that we'd made were definitely validated by clinicians who were using them and educating patients on using the product. So better for users and better for the planet. Like we said, it's more environmentally friendly. We're free from the substances on the screen there. And the foil packaging is 38% lighter. Why is that important? Why is it important to have packaging that is lighter than other products there on the market? And I think that when we think about the frequency of catheterization, packing to go on holidays for a weekend or a week or 2 week holiday, there's a significant amount of product which you need to take with you. So if we can do our bit to make the packaging a bit lighter, it's got to be a benefit for patients. So a better catheterization experience for both male and female. Our HydraBalance technology is available on both the male and female products. And like the video showcased, this is to provide a more lubricious hydrophilic coating for when you're inserting and withdrawing the catheter. The sizes, and we have brought a range of sizes to South Africa. You will see the 40 centimeter product, and each size is color coordinated with the funnel. So we have the male products at 40 centimeters on the screen in front of you, and we also have the female equivalent with just 3 sizes. Okay. any questions around the Infyna catheters before we move on to Infyna Chic?
Yeah, everyone is welcome to raise a hand if they have a question. I will just ask for anyone who isn't familiar, how would someone know the sizing that they need to use?
So the sizing that they, so when starting intermittent catheterization, it's often under the instruction of a healthcare professional. So the size of the catheter would be decided with the healthcare professional, and then monitored with regard to how many times you were catheterizing, and often the professionals would check to see whether you have any residual urine within the bladder, because what we're wanting to do is that the catheter is of a size where you're going to get that maximum drainage and bladder emptying.
Fantastic. And I love the fact that the product is clear and people can check for that residue. What are the kinds of things that when they see they need to keep in mind and maybe speak with a healthcare professional?
Yeah, I mean, often the color of the urine is you will see maybe when you've drained into the toilet, but what we would be looking for would be for any kind of I think what we used to use, and it's not a medical term, it's like goldfish we used to say. So just bits of debris, or if there are any types of blood, which would indicate either infection or trauma to the urethra.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Is there any other questions, or?
I mean, if you have questions, you can write them down and we will have a section at the end to talk anyway. So if you don't have questions to mind right now, we can address them at the end.
Fantastic.
Okay. So let's move swiftly on to our compact catheter, and our compact catheter comes under the name of Infyna Chic. So Infyna Chic was designed collecting core insights from intermittent catheter users. And on screen here, you will see that these are some of our continence care heroes who have volunteered to give us lots of feedback over the years with improvements and innovations that we've seen to our portfolios. And what was interesting from these core insights is that female intermittent catheters gave us real specific concerns about post-use hygiene. So 84% that were surveyed of female patients told us that urine spills or drips when using a catheter. They also told us that there were concerns of the smell of urine when carrying a catheter that had been disposed. And they also told us that hygienically, when carrying used materials away from home, was a concern as well. So obviously, due to all these concerns, they also shared that often intermittent catheter users can feel feelings of feeling a little bit lost, embarrassed, isolated, self-conscious, and demoralized. So these core insights were the basis of the needs that we felt really driven to overcome when designing the catheter. So the Infyna Chic, just focusing on designed for discretion, you will see that it comes in this pearlized, very beautiful, like pale pink packaging. And no one needs to know that it's a catheter. It's a very sleek, feminine, non-medical design. The case is really easy to open with one hand, and it's just with one click. If each of you had one of these in your hand and opened it, the sound of the capsule opening sounds very much like champagne, so that makes it even more special. But it's discreet enough to be carried in a handbag, We have had feedback from patients and clinicians saying it could be described as being a mascara or an actual lip gloss whilst it's in your handbag. But it's not just us that are saying that the catheter is discreet. We did a post-launch survey and 80% of end users agreed that the intermittent catheter are probably one of the most discreet catheters that they've ever used. They see these are some of the feedback that they had. They love the colour, they love the neatness and the design of the casing, because you wouldn't know that it's actually a catheter. Again, they loved the colour, they loved it, how it looked in the handbag, and like I've just spoke to, they said that the packaging was great. Again, the colour looked good, and it did look like a mascara or even a lip gloss. So very, very discreet whilst carrying in a handbag. Okay. So when we wanted to address that easy to use aspect of the user needs that we uncovered, we wanted to make sure that it was easy to use with optimal comfort. We wanted the catheterization experience with this product to be as natural and straightforward as possible. So the product comes in 4 sizes to fit every woman. The catheter is easy to remove from the case. Once you've had the one-click opening, it very easily comes out of the packaging, and it's also very easy to pop back into the packaging. The case can be opened with one hand, and for some patients that do have dexterity problems, they can just basically use it by I don't know whether you can see, I'm trying to show you on camera, but they can open it by just there's a little notch on the top of the cap there that they can pop that on a table or just on the fist of their hand to open it as well. But as well, what we need to remember is this natural, comfortable catheter experience is that we have our latest HydraBalance Lubricating Technology on this product as well. It's 10 centimeters, the catheter itself is 10 centimeters long, so we are confident that the length of the catheter is going to give that complete bladder drainage. There's 2 eyelets that are rounded at the base of the catheter, so when inserting into the urethra, there's no gritty eyelets to cause any urethral trauma. Again, like the Infyna range, we've got this clear catheter, so easily to be able to monitor urine, and you will see that the funnel colours are in a aesthetic pastel colourway. Okay. But again, real women, real life experiences using the catheter. The scores were very high from our product evaluations. 93% of patients rated the Infyna Chic as being easy to use. 90% said that they found it comfortable to insert, and 91% found it comfortable to withdraw. And they all agreed, well, 90% of the population that we surveyed agreed that the catheter the catheterization experience was made much less comfortable. And what I love is that we have a quote from a patient who did have some stiffness from arthritis in their hands, and even they agreed that the catheter was much easier to use than other catheters. So then looking at hygiene and confidence. So if you remember in the beginning, the core insights revealed that we had that female users had concerns about carrying the catheter from a hygiene perspective while being on the go. So the catheter case has got this reliable airtight seal and hygienic design, and I'm not sure whether you can see, we have what we call this O-ring, which allows when the catheter is resealed, it gives that airtight seal. So we also have this little sticky tab which the seal is broken, so we can easily identify when we're carrying a number of these products, which products have been used and which products haven't. And we can also say with hand on our heart that the catheter case has proven to be 100% leak-free when it's been closed, which should give users that freedom from the risk of lingering odours and contamination within the handbag. And I'm saying 100% is a big number to showcase to you all. And the reason why we can showcase it's 100% airtight and leak-free is that we've proven this in the lab. So this next video showcases the clinical studies which we did to be very confident in our 100%.
Infyna Chic is a ready-to-use hydrophilic intermittent catheter and has been specifically designed to meet the needs of women. 84% of women have concerns with urine spills or drips, and 80% with the smell of urine. That is why we developed the Infyna Chic case. The patented easy-to-open and close case is not only discreet, but it also allows safe and worry-free carrying of the used catheter for disposal. But why is this so important, and what difference does it make? In 2 scientific tests, we wanted to find out what happens when a used Infyna Chic catheter is placed into a handbag, and how well does the Infyna Chic case contain urine odor. For test 1, we designed a model handbag with 5 items. To simulate a used catheter, we contaminated 3 Infyna Chic intermittent catheters with artificial urine containing uropathogenic E. coli bacteria. We tested 3 different conditions in the process. Catheter 1 is placed in the handbag without the case. Catheter 2 is wrapped in a paper towel. Catheter 3 is sealed in its Infyna Chic case. The catheters are now placed in identical model handbags. For 1 minute, we shook the closed handbags to simulate movement in the handbag. And what are the results? If the contaminated catheter was without case or wrapped in a paper towel, E. coli germs spread both on the bag and on the items inside. This is a potential health hazard. This was completely different when the catheters were sealed in the Infyna Chic case, as no bacteria entered the handbag. So the Infyna Chic case will ensure there is no spill. But what about odor containment? To test this, we opened the cases of 2 Infyna Chic catheters. A towelette soaked in ammonia is inserted into one catheter to simulate the smell of urine. The other catheter remains untouched. Then both cases are closed again. We then gave a group of clinicians a case with and without a towelette inserted into the catheter and asked if they could smell any differences. The results are astounding. If both catheters were closed, not a single clinician could smell a difference. If the cases were opened, all clinicians could immediately identify the catheter with the strong simulated urine odor. So thanks to the innovative design of our Infyna Chic intermittent catheters, women can catheterize comfortably, effectively, and discreetly anywhere, without compromising discretion, hygiene, and odor. No wonder 4 out of 5 healthcare professionals recommend the Infyna Chic intermittent catheter. And this not only inspires us, but also our users.
Okay, so with the Infyna Chic, we feel that we can allow women to break free whilst using the catheter with freedom, be yourself, and have that reassurance. So the 3 things to remember about Infyna Chic is that it was designed for discretion. A reminder that it's subtle, it's feminine, it's a beautiful colour. It's easy to use with our HydraBalance lubricating technology. It gives you that comfortable and natural caffeine experience. And from a hygiene and confidence perspective, we have this leak-free resealable case. So we vouch to empower women to live their life their way. And here are the sizes that are available in South Africa. And just to basically still champion that sustainability, a better environment for a sustainable future. The actual casing is PVC free. It's a fully recyclable polypropylene case, and it now contains 11% less plastic. So recycling of the Infyna Chic intermittent catheter reduces global warming impact by around about 42%. Thank you for listening about the Infyna Chic catheter, and we'll now take any questions that you may have regarding Infyna Chic, or we can take questions about the Infyna range as well. Okay, but the slides, and I'll put the screen on so I can see you all if you choose to have your camera on.
Yeah, please feel free to raise your hand. You have a question?
Oh, you don't even have to have a question. It could be a comment. It could be any feedback of what you've seen.
Cheryl,
From my side, I'll just say I think it's
in some of the hospitals that I work
sorry.
in, like Baragwanath, we deal with a lot of pediatric kids. So what I've noticed is when it comes to sizing catheters, around the ages of 3 to 8 years, they use size 6 to 8. And
Okay.
As they get bigger, we use 10 to 12. But it all depends. It's not really a sizing because you can't measure the urethra. So it's most of the time when you have comfortable, smooth flowing urine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we judge most of the time.
Yeah. And we have had feedback from other markets that are already using Infyna Chic, and the 8 catheter has been used for pediatrics. There's an echo on the audio for whatever reason.
Thank you. That's very helpful information. I'll also add, I think it's so wonderful to see that the Infyna Chic really does prevent any contamination, which is always a concern. And I don't know how many people actually think about the concern of you putting your used catheter back into your bag, handbag, or any other bag, and it potentially contaminating the space. So it's a hygienic issue as well as just a comfort and chic. So if anyone's going on a date, it's a great one to have in the handbag. Fantastic. Well, if there isn't any other questions, Cheryl, I'll just say, or any comments, you can still just unmute yourself and add your 2 cents. But Cheryl, thank you so much to you, the Hollister team and the Hartmann team for introducing us to this product. We are planning on having more follow-up webinars, so we will be giving you the opportunity to discuss and learn about these products and bladder management in a lot more detail. Cheryl, I guess the only other question I have is how can people get these products? Where do we go? Who do we contact?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I will hand you over to Yolande and Yashika, who are from Hartmann, and they will be able to give you all the details.
Fantastic. I see we do have a comment from Sinuvulo. I'm sorry, that's not correct. But he's the individual says that they do want to know where they can get these catheters and how much. So I don't know if there's a team member who want to quickly jump on and just answer that question.
So thank you so much, Cheryl and Kwasa, for allowing us this opportunity to come in and interact today. Our catheters.
Sorry, just a reminder, please, everyone, to keep yourselves muted if, while we have someone speaking. Sorry.
Our catheters are available national-wide, and we have got teams in each region that you can reach out to. But I believe the starting point would be to get in touch with our customer services department, and they will direct you to the rep in your region. With regards to the pricing, we have been we've had conversations with the funders, and I'm pleased to inform you that Infyna is listed as a PMB product. So depending on what your medical aid capability is, you would be able to get that funded through your medical aid. If you want to buy from us directly or via cash and not go through your funder, then you are more than welcome to please reach out to us, and we will assist you in whichever way we can.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's wonderful to know that it's a PMB product. I think there's so many people who, would be grateful to hear that they can go through their medical aid. As Cheryl noticed, it's something you use quite often during the day, and it can get quite expensive. But then with a product like the Infyna range, you really are guaranteed that it's going to save you money by reducing infections and trauma, which can also be quite expensive if you need to be hospitalized often. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. If there's no further questions, I think we can conclude for today. Please keep an eye out on the Rolling Inspiration and Quasar social media for our follow-up webinars. It will either be at the end of August or in September. So we will be sure to let you guys know about that. And then, have a lovely day.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Have a great
Thank
rest
you,
of the
Cheryl.
day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Cheryl.